Hey everybody, my name is Mitch Model. I am the board creative. And to say that I am obsessed with shop organization would be putting it lightly. I am trying to cram as much stuff into a smallest space as possible to maximize how much I can get into any working space in my garage. So I'm sitting here cogitating on my laser town cabinet that I've been working on, trying to figure out what to do with it next. And I start looking at my Milwaukee toolbox here, the big red thing right there. And I realize I have a ton of space on the side here that's not being used. All the stuff you see on the wall there was technically temporary. I really just put it there to get it out of the way while I was rearranging some other stuff. I really feel guilty. I should have done this starting 4 years ago when I first came up with the idea. This shop is going through iteration after iteration of modification and changing shapes and changing process and things like that. And I wish I'd kind of documented some of that, but it was just too much work for me at the time. So anyway, so here's what I came up with. I'm going to take all the red tools you see, all the woodpeckers. So I've got squares and measuring sticks, and I'm going to take those and put them here in the side, on the side. And then I'm going to rearrange some of the other stuff that I was like, I don't know why it's even there. Some of it I'll put there because it seemed like a good place at the time, and see how much I can actually do. So with the measuring sticks there, I'm pretty sure I can just modify the existing holder and cut it to fit over here. The black nut and bolt gauge is going to stay there. But I think I can take the measuring stick stuff, put it over on the kind of reverse the order, so they're going from small to large, get them all there. At the bottom here, I'm going to put the levels from over there, sorry, the squares. So that, I'm not gonna keep the existing holder for the squares. Even though they're pretty, they waste a lot of space. I can get all three of them in just about the same amount of space that the big one takes up. So I can put it right there. If you look in here, you'll notice there are 4 screw holes that are already tapped. I think they're probably for like an M5 or something like that. Definitely not an M6, I got one of those, so probably an M5. And what I'm gonna do is probably just cut a piece of plywood or MDF, probably paint it to match maybe, and then add that to that, and then I could just hang those there along with whatever else I come up with. And then I'm gonna rearrange the stuff. Like big black handle there, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna take it off. I don't need it, this never moves. Plus, if you can see behind that red brush there, there's another handle there. So that big black handle there may be a secondary handle, but it's also probably a little bit of protection for the power strip at the bottom there, because it will keep things from bumping into it and knocking or breaking anything off. So that's about it. So let's start taking some stuff apart. I was sitting here, again, cogitating a second time, and I realized the lid for the top is just absolutely useless. I have no reason for it to even be there. I thought about taking it off. I thought about cutting it. It does nothing for me. And then last night I'm looking at it and I realize I've got surfaces. I have magnets. This is steel. I can actually put stuff on the inside. So that's part of what we're going to do here at the beginning as I'm cleaning things off. Is I'm going to redo some of my magnetic stuff to fit on the top, on the inside top of that lid, because it's just hanging there and it's a semi wall, so I might as well make a space out of it. So let's go start doing that. So all I did is I relocated the towel holder and the glove box up to the top there, and I also put magnets on the bottom of my old pencil sharpener. Happens to be magnetic as well. We can still close if we need to. So the last thing I need to do is modify the handrail, and I'm also going to reverse the power strip there, because I want the power switch on the outside front edge, not the back edge. This is kind of silly, but if you want to know why I wanted that reverse is, in all honesty, I wanted to switch here so I don't have to reach all the way back in here. But the other thing is this silly gold cord here goes up to my 40-year-old radio up there, and it's just easier if I can put it like that so that it points that way instead of this way. It doesn't really matter, but I really just wanted the switch to be on the forward face of it. So that's it. So I may take this handle off and just put a 3D printed cover over it. Yes, my shop is really dusty because we would work here. Anyway, I don't think I will at this point because I think I can work around it. But pretty much that is it right there. So got everything cleaned off, got it reallocated, and should be able to start moving stuff over shortly. Okay, so we have everything ready to go for the hanger, and I just modified it to fit here and made it just a little bit smaller because we just didn't need the size there. So what's holding this on? I put in 4 rivet nuts. So these are basically the same thing that's built into the case itself. Or you can just buy them, drill a hole, and put these in. I did another my other video on the Laser Town. I'll put some in, but I figured this would be the easiest way to get this on. I could have just drilled straight into this. This is a double wall, so the thickness here is how thick it is. So it's a wall on this side, wall on this side. So I just drilled 4 of these, just made space for them in the back. And we just need to put them in place. Screw them in. And by the way, I didn't need 4 of them. The problem is I started at the bottom, and the problem I ran into is the bottom, because I already had a hole there, so I was just going to use the existing hole. And the issue I ran into was when I just put the bottom 2 in, it came out the top from just the weight of it, so I had to put the top 2 in. If I had started just on the top 2, it would not have been a big deal at all, and we would have, just been done. But that's not the way it worked out. And I'll probably mix some caps to put over these just to cover up the screws. I'm still debating on whether or not to actually paint this, to paint it red or black to better match everything on the thing, because I don't have anything else on here that's natural wood color. So I probably will at some point. I just don't know at the moment. So that's why I haven't finished any of the edges or anything like that. So if I decided to keep it like that, I'll just go ahead and put everything, finish it off, just either take it back off and throw a couple coats of lacquer on it, or just spray it in place and just mask around it or something. Okay, so got everything screwed in tight. There we go. Stick that back in mark. So that's it. And then the other thing we were going to do is hang up our squares. So I've got three woodpecker squares. I'm going to hang those up as well. And again, those go down there between the 24-inch stick and the thread gauge there. And I spent quite a bit of time working on a prototype to make something out of wood on my laser machine to actually cut out, put everything in there, and I really spent like 2.5 hours working on it the other night. Total waste of effort. It actually wasn't a waste of effort. It told me I was way overthinking this. So let's go get one and I'll show you how I solved it. So move you down. Here's what I overthought. So here's a square. It's made out of solid aluminum. Everything's aluminum. And aluminum, again, is non-magnetic, of course. But you can glue magnets to it. Not pretty, but they do work. They don't interfere with anything. So I literally just put them there. Put the other one there. And they all fit. So there we go. So very simple fix. I've got 2 things off the wall. Now the only thing I have left over here, I've got to get the saws out. That's a totally different project there. And then I have to move my paint back to more or less its original storage location, which is over here. Yes, I have an absolute mess in here because I'm in between projects and I'm trying to move and clean up at the same time. So what I'm going to be doing, let's take a walk. Going to be putting them right there where that rockler jig is. That's a tapering jig. So I need to move that, and I was thinking of it last night, and I think I can put that on top of that brown board, which is a routing sled, sorry, a planing sled, so I can plane big boards to get them flat. And I very seldom use these 2 things, and I absolutely never use both at the same time. So what I think I'm going to do is modify the planing sled to hold the tapering jig, and that'll allow me to actually put everything together. So that is the next project and the next video. So I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.